It's a hot weekend in May, and the Walmsley Society is holding its annual meeting at Robin Hood's Bay on the North Yorkshire coast. It was to this tiny fishing village that J Ulric Walmsley brought his young family to live in 1894. He said it was the most beautiful place he had ever known, and over the next 60 years, with his paintings of the area and those that he did especially for a famous postcard series, Ulric was instrumental in generating further tourism for the village. These paintings and postcards are now highly collectible. But for his son, Leo Walmsley, Robin Hood's Bay was almost a passion. The village features in many of his books, where he brings not only the village, but also the characters living there in the early 1900s to life. The fishermen. Slogger, the strict schoolmaster. And here we see the school as it is today. The village itself has changed so little over the decades that readers of Leo's books will readily recognise the backdrop to his stories. One of the major aims of the Society is to ensure that as many of his books as possible remain in print, and to this end the Walmsley Society is now a publisher in its own right. The first of these was Three Fevers in 2005, first published in 1932. In 2008, the Society republished the 1965 book Angler's Moon, and Foreigners from 1935. All profits from the sale of the books are reinvested into further republications. Since it was founded in 1985, the Society has gathered an immense archive of rare material concerning both Ulric and Leo, including one of Leo's collapsible lobster pots, as featured in his 1933 book, Phantom Lobster. And in 2001, a biography of Leo, Shells and Bright Stones, was written by Society members. The Society's guest speakers have included best-selling author Gervais Finn, local historian and author Pat Labister, and ex-Scarborough fisherman Fred Normandale. And just to ensure that the Society's activities are kept on track, there is the formality of the AGM, where all members have the opportunity to make suggestions for any future projects. Here we see Society members enjoying the Saturday evening buffet. And every year on a Sunday morning, members get the opportunity to burn off the calories. Not everyone can travel to Robin Hood's Bay each year, so to help keep them in touch with what's going on, the Society produces an excellent journal twice annually, which is delivered to your door. Unfortunately, Leo died in 1966 and never knew that a society had been formed to recognise and promote his work. But the annual meetings are often attended by his widow Stephanie. And here we see her being presented with a copy of the newly republished Foreigners. We asked her what Leo would think about the Society.
Well, he'd be overwhelmed, I think, because he could be sometimes rather emotional. Like when our little daughter was at dancing school, sometimes and he saw all the children, his eyes would fill with tears because he was moved by the charm and pathos of children, and he'd sort of drink it all in. He felt things very deeply. He was very moved by anything like that. So this would have overwhelmed him. He didn't seem to have, I don't remember him having an awful lot of fans, because when I first met him he said, "I'm a forgotten man, I write books and you won't have heard of me." But to have all these people interested, he was been amazed, and he always answered his fan letters himself. He was thrilled to get a fan letter. So when Jack Hazel came on the scene, he'd have been absolutely, and as I say, overwhelmed. He was thrilled to bits, I think he would have been.
We asked Stephanie how she feels about the republished books.
Well, I think it's excellent because no one wants him to be a forgotten man again, do they? Because he said he was a forgotten man when I met him, and this surge of interest is lovely. And it'll help to immortalise his work, won't it? And there's a whole new generation coming up who are going to enjoy it, aren't they?
We welcome anyone to join the Society, whether you want to be actively involved or just receive the journal. Thanks for watching.